Yo, dope streets back. All right. Y'all remember this one? Y'all remember this one? Osterine, Clenbuterol, Meldonium. What it's gonna do to y'all? Yeah, we the dope street boys. Y'all remember that? Yeah, Dope Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Dope streets back. No, seriously, it ain't, this ain't good news. When somebody's got popped doping. In the world of boxing, there's a lot of doping going on. But at the end of the day, when people get popped and pretty much nothing happens, or fault of the fans, right? You kind of just say, well, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't this much in your system, and you don't like the guy that they're doing against, then you kind of accept it. If that goes on and others see that, then it's going to keep going on. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget about the Reynosos. Vamanos, Reynosos, vamanos. Vamanos, Reynosos, vamanos. The whole Reynoso club. All of them, who was that? Valdez, Neary, Ryan Garcia, and Canelo. The lead singer is Canelo. The Reynosos, they done, shoot, they second on the charts to the Dope Street Boys. That was, Tyson Fury over there, Jarrell Miller over there, doing the bass over there, you know what I'm saying? And all them other dope ones in the, this was about 5-6 years ago, dope, right? And what happens is most of these people, they get away with it. They get heralded. Like Canelo became the face of boxing, dope. Tyson Fury, dope twice. People love him. All them people running around got popped. And I'm missing a whole lot of names. So here, I know you're like, well, who's dope now? Well, here's the deal. Terrence Bud Crawford, right? Baddest dude in boxing. Goes up and beats the hell out of Canelo Alvarez, right? So what is he supposed to do now? So we hoping he can go down to 160 and fight one of the baddest dudes out there, which I had my reservations about because this dude is really bad. But, for Crawford, it's like, hey, let me get another division. Let me do something. I'm up here to 168. I ain't really trying to stay up here. I want to go to 160 where the middleweight is. And that's where, Janibek, Alimkhanuly, he rules that. Now, I know people like Lara, who we're going to fight this weekend, is like, who says he rules that? And Adamas and them boys, right up, I think it's them. Some other ones up in there, but at the bottom of the end of the day, Janibek is the baddest one, is what people think. Well, comes to find out, Janibek done pop dirty. Now, listen, when you pop dirty, the obligatory, I don't know how it got in there. That's going to come. So I don't really listen to what's been said. I just see what the results are, and then let's see what happens in a couple of weeks when it all, boils down. Because nobody, I don't remember, maybe Jarrell Miller, I'm not sure who it was, but maybe one or two fighters said, oh, damn it, you caught me. It's never that. It's like, damn, how did that happen? Ooh, my supplements. Oh, man, what the hell? Man, I was just clean the other day. That's what's going to happen. Right, and that's the same thing Janibek is saying right now. Nobody just says, oops, you caught me. Oh, excuse me. Alexander Povetkin at the time, too. He was a dope street boy. It just hit me. But anyway, the thing is, Alimkhanuly has got popped, and he's the baddest one there. He's been raising hell. So, and he just said that he ain't changed his vitamins. So the people he fought before, the last dude and the dude before that, at least got their hands up. Hey, hold up. Because he's been popped with meldonium. Osterine, Clenbuterol, meldonium. What it's gonna do to y'all, right? Meldonium. All that endurance, all that shortening your recovery time, and all that stuff. That is very pertinent and important for a boxer. And not only in the fight, but for the fight. You get beat up in sparring, you can come tomorrow. You got healing powers. You Wolverine and the Hulk and everything. You healed up, right? Normal human beings like, man, I'll see you next week, right? Those are the kind of things. So that's what it helps. So regardless of how it gets into your body ostarine, clenbuterol, meldonium, whatever. How it gets in your system, the bottom line is it's in your system. And if it's not in the system of that guy you're fighting, then you're cheating. You have an advantage. I think we can all agree on that. So let's see what happens with Janibek, right? He's the baddest one out there, and it's really sad because, Terrence Crawford wants to see what's going to happen. Him and Lara is going to fight this weekend. And then, the next guy, is it Mbili or Adames? I get those mixed up. But the other guy is going to fight too, and they were trying to get these belts, consolidate them, get three or four belts, so Terrence Crawford can fight for undisputed if he goes down to 160. That seems to be off the cards. We'll see. As of right now, the fight might still be going on with Erislandy Lara and Janibek. And most people think Janibek's going to beat him because Lara's 42 years old. But here's the deal, right? If I was Lara, just because of what I saw, what happened with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, and the general consensus that Devin Haney should have been able to get away from the left hook. Devin Haney lost the fight. Nobody said Devin Haney kept getting up from the left hook and Ryan Garcia never got tired. No one said that. Ryan Garcia was acting all aggressive and ridiculous, right? Nobody says none of that. It was all Ryan beat Devin Haney. We can't unsee that. And all that crap, well, we can't unsee that that's how y'all act when somebody gets doped and they beat a black guy. So at the end of the day, Lara should just say the hell with it. Get your ish together and we'll holler at me later. I'll go fight Adames or something else because I ain't fighting no dope dude, period. No matter how it got in your system, right? Even if it was sabotage. At the end of the day, you ain't coming out here fighting me, especially at 42 years old, not taking drugs. And I'm going to fight this informed, awesome Janibek, and he's on something. Something's in his system, regardless of how it got there. No. Lara should say hell no. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to thank you. Nobody's going to let you have that excuse. If you lose, nothing. So before that happens, just whatever. Bad fight, I would love to see it, but not under those circumstances. So, let's Dope Street Boys and the Reynosos, get up out of here. Vamonos. Get out. We don't need that in the sport of boxing. So somebody gonna get hurt up in here if we keep it up. And the fans, get y'all ish together, man. We don't want to see no dope fighters, right? Unless you want to do what Ryan Garcia and some of these UFC or whatever, where it's just like, hey, everybody get doped, everybody get the same level, then whatever that is. But as of right now, there's people that's trying to fight clean. So either get with the program or get up out of the program, right? Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here. Ostarine, yeah. Clenbuterol, meldonium. What it's gonna do to y'all?